Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. That was unexpected. Okay. Alright then. This is a good start to the stream. Good start to the screen. Sorry. A good start to the screen. Stream, god damn it. Fuck. So I have played this game about 3 times now. The first time being on stream. Second time it was just casually on and off, like half hour here, an hour or two there. And that whole thing took about 6 months. Then third time I decided I may as well play it hard mode. And wanted to kind of challenge myself to see if hard mode was hard, what it was really like. And may as well stream that because I had nothing else to do. So I guess you could say I have a few hours into the game, you know, just a few hours. Probably not too much to play this game a little bit. So I do like what this game does, and of course, like all games, it doesn't have its complaints. I'm here to explain what it offers and what it doesn't offer, and then people can see for themselves what they like about it, and if they want to pick it up or just leave it alone. Now, this game does give off a few first impressions that I just want to get out the way. The most common being, some sort of big titty Souls-like game, and my wife with this, that. It's not. First of all, it's not even a Souls-like game, so that's just like, get that out of the way. It's an action RPG, and I'll get into that later in the gameplay section of this. I will say that I had similar thoughts when it first got announced. Like, actually, I don't even know. I can't really remember when I first heard of it. Like, I remember, like, and I know a couple years ago it had a trailer, and I think it just zoned out. I don't know. Because like when I watched this, I rewatched the trailer like a year ago. And I was like, this seems familiar. But when the State of Play of like 2024 came out, I remember I saw that, and I was thinking, huh. And I didn't pay attention. That wasn't like, it didn't grab my attention. Nothing about it like interested me at all. Then the demo came out, and then I was like, I'm kind of digging this. I enjoy this combat. I enjoy everything it's trying to do, and I want more of it. Which actually kind of the same thing happened with Final Fantasy 16. I wasn't even like paying attention to Final Fantasy 16 at all. But when 16 came out, I was like, oh, that demo inspired me to actually buy the game. This did the same thing. And the director of this game even said that he wanted like people to enjoy like walking around as like a pretty girl. So he decided to hire a model to motion capture and do the work for this. I'd say it worked out. He got the job done, and for whatever reason, that makes people assume that it's not like a real game. It's not. You don't take it seriously. It's just like some half-assed attempt at the game, and that's not true at all. Like I said, I fell for the same trap. I kind of just like wrote it off. I guess because there are a lot of games like that out there, but this is not one of them. In fact, like first of all, Bayonetta is way worse than every guard, and that's still a great game. Like I was never a big fan of the gameplay itself, so I kind of ignored it after the first game, so I'm not gonna say much about that. But Bayonetta like has way more fan service in every conceivable way. People seem to like have more respect for that game, so I just feel like it's people just kind of assume things and then just write it off. Now, anyone who enjoys Nier Automata, they'll be right at home here. Because 2B and Eve do share a lot of similarities. Some are spoilers, some aren't. Like, so I'm not really getting into that. On top of like being visually appealing, the lead did take heavy inspiration from Nier. He doesn't lie about it. In fact, him and the director of Nier are friends, and they kind of bounced ideas off each other when this was made and everything, and then you can clearly see the inspiration while you're playing it. Like not even just like with Eve, the music, like a lot of the soundtracks, near level music, like music and everything, like it's it's beautiful, and once again, it's so great that I actually dedicated a music section. So I'm gonna like that's for later on too. But Near overall has a better story. That doesn't mean this is a bad story though. Like like I'd say the world is better than the story. It has like a good world, and like maybe like they need to build upon that in the next game or whatever they do. But the story itself, it's pretty nice. In both games, you are a part of a special unit, just that crashed down to Earth to exterminate this thing that's just like killing humans and everything. And in this case, their monster's called Nativa. Something that is different from Nier is that there's a lot of inspiration from the Bible, like, to the point where I didn't even realize it until I actually looked at some stuff up. Like you have Adam, Eve, Lily, aka Lilith, and then Zion, the last human city, and then one day I just randomly took the boss's name and I found out it was a demon in the Bible. I was like, oh, and that happened a couple times. So I never like did a deep dive to see like how like what kind of comparisons there were, but it's a lot. Like, and something cool now, Nier so Nier is a spin-off off of Dragon Guard, off of like a joke ending. But like both that and Dragon Guard are both known for having like dozen different endings. This has three. Two are very easy to get. The third is, well, it's hard to get, but not in the way you would think. And I know how to get it, but I haven't gotten it because I kind of don't want to see it happen. So it's basically something that happens to one of the characters I don't want to see, and it's just, plus plus what you have to get to the ending. I'm like, I don't feel like doing that. It's not something that bends over backwards, but it's something that in fact it's actually the opposite. It's easy to get that ending, but it'll mean like missing out some stuff I don't want to miss out on. Because, sometimes like because this is a bad ending and bad endings, like sometimes you have to go out of your way to just ignore stuff just to get to bad ending. I didn't want to do that, so I just haven't done that yet. That's why I have 3 playthroughs, but only 2 endings. So overall, the story could be better, but it is still pretty nice. It gets you from point A to point B. You have to learn about the characters, learn about what happened in the world, the past, the future. Like is up in the air. Like you don't know what's gonna happen. Like there's like of course there's different endings. You could even though when there are different endings, you kind of tell what the canon like the true ending is and everything. So it's not really like big surprise. So they're pretty sure they announced a sequel around the same time they announced like a PC version. And PC version is actually coming out in a few months now. So I'm pretty sure they're working on a sequel already. And I'm kind of interested in what direction they're going to take. Like it can be the same main character or something else, or like if you're going to be somewhere, like, if it's going to be like a sequel fully, or if it's going to be some sort of like parallel game, or if it's something in the past. Who knows? Like so, we'll see what they do. But I am kind of interested in seeing like the direction the series takes, and I kind of hope that they don't half-ass it and just like give more of like what they had in this game, just flesh out a bit more. But overall, it's not like a story that's gonna like have you grown the entire time. And of course, it's an action game, so story does take backseat a lot of the time. But this is not like one of those games where it's 100% shut your brain off, but it is like a story that it's not going to make you think critically, but at the same time, it's just a nice story. Now, like I said, this is not a Souls-like. It's closer to Devil May Cry or Final Fantasy 16. It's an over-the-top action RPG, spectacle fighter, character action game, whatever you want to call it. There are so many names for that category now. It's ridiculous. Now, whatever you want to call that genre, it also has a parry system, which those games usually don't have. Like they may have like one like counter attack something like that, but no, this kind of parries like fully ingrained in the system. Though you know it's not necessary, of course, because there's also dodge as well. And then there was even like there's like two or three skills in skill tree that that right after parry you can you press this one button so you can like have some sort of special counterattack. I didn't do that because I was like, these like 400 or 500 commands. I'm not pressing all these buttons, and if I do, it'll be like one or two times. I knew it wasn't worth it. I bought the skill only because I had skill points, and I had no more skill points to spend because on the third playthrough, you spend them all. I even got the trophy for getting all skills, so like whatever. But the parry isn't like you don't get the parry right away. It's you get the parry as it's a game right away, but it takes a little while to understand the timing. Like when I first played the game, I was like getting my ass kicked so many times just trying to do a parry. It was ridiculous. And there is one skill that you buy right away that increases the parry window, and another one that increases the skill for perfect dodges as well. So that was pretty nice. But even so, like oh yeah, there's also a part in the game, not a part, like a modification or thing you can put on onto your character where she does have like a better parry system and everything, so it makes it easier to parry. So like especially on some bosses, it was good to have that. But like naturally, you just start learning the system better. And I'm talking about parries the entire time, like that's the entire game. That's not it. There's a story and action difficulty. Naturally, I went for action difficulty, and I don't know what story difficulty is like, so I can't really say anything about that. Now, but in action, I would say because I was still like getting used to like the controls, it took me like I was kind of dying a few times for stupid reasons at first, and then I got used to it, and then I was just whooping ass. At first, I was starting to think the game was getting too easy, and it really wasn't. It was more me just like learning the game. But there was a certain point when I got humbled so badly, and so I did die a few times. It was sometimes, of course, there's also a lot of enemies where that just kill you in unexpected ways, and you're like, oh crap, and then. Especially like some of the early bosses, they come back in side quests and stuff, and they are so unbelievably buffed, and it's insane. Like, oh my god, there was one of the early bosses I beat after a few tries, and then I fought them again in some random field like for a side quest. And it took me over an hour. So it took like 20 different tries. I was like, oh my god, this thing, let me kill you. But no, that's not here, there, no there. Anyway, so eventually, like through more and more experience, you get better and better. And yeah, even when you get better and better, there's like once they hit like around like the fourth to last boss, like I barely beat it on my first try, and then the boss after that, I spent over 2 hours. It had me stressed. I was just oh my god, I was shivering sometimes. I just wanted to kill it, and I finally did. Actually, on the third playthrough, that same boss in 18 minutes, which made me happy because in comparison, that was just such a huge jump. But the reason why it took me 18 minutes and the reason why it took me 2 hours is because there's something I don't like. This is the end of the game, and they added something that's basically a one-hit kill. I don't even say one-hit kill. It's not even a one-hit kill. It's more like if you don't do this one thing, you will die. It's not even it's avoidable. It's not even if you have full health, you'll like get 1% health. No. It is an automatic death. No matter what. They never talked about it. They never alluded to it. It was never hinted at all. and they just added in for no reason, and I hate that. And that's I'm actually I still hate that about the game, and I think like so on the last day I played it, like the last day when I played the last time of hard mode, I think that they did that was actually the same day they released the patch that apparently helped you in some way on that. I can't remember what they did exactly. I didn't notice it, but like I said, I beat it in 18 minutes, so I guess I kind of expected some sort of instant win when I did that, but no, it was still rough. And then the boss after that was kind of hard, but after a few times I beat them, and then of course final boss that was a few times. Well, actually in hard mode I beat the final boss first try, but I was sweating doing it like I actually struggled. It was more because I felt like I was chipping at it slowly, and then suddenly it was over. But still, even during that, I was the whole time I was thinking, "Oh my God, please don't die! Please don't die! Please don't die!" And I'm not making this game sound like so much harder than it is, but that's just like what I'm saying is that it can be challenging times. There are difficulty spikes, and it's not just a walk in the park, but it is super like it's pretty stupid fun. I'll say that like it's flashy, it's over the top. You get to zoom around everywhere. You get parries. You get special dodges. You can appear behind them in seconds. Yeah, burst skills, beta skills, transformation. It is like well, actually, the transformation is pretty much Devil Trigger, like Devil May Cry. So yeah, that and Final Fantasy 666, but actually, yeah, 16 had that too for the limit. So it had that. So, but it's its own style, and it's one of the best action games I have played in years. Probably Devil May Cry and Final Fantasy 16 being the only exceptions, and both 16 is a couple years old now, and 5 like DMC 5 is also like 7 years old now too. It's like yeah, it's like 5 or 6 years old now, so that's something else. I guess you did it. What year did? Hold on. What year did DMC 5 come out? I was about to say 20, but it's not 2018 or 2019. Oh, it is 2019. Okay, so yeah, I'm not tripping. It's been over 5 years. Okay. So either way, like it's one of the best action games I've played in years, and if anyone loves the kind of like out of control spectacle fighters, this is the game for you. I love the music in this game. It's honestly one of the game's best qualities. Every area and every boss does have its own unique feel to it, and I know that does sound like it's not too abnormal. It sounds like it's a normal thing to do, but I guess the best way to describe it would be to show it yourself. So here's about 10 to 20 seconds of 4 different tracks, and you kind of see how each of these have a vastly different feel to them, and they're not even, most of them are in the same genre. some of those were from the end of the game, some were from the start, and some were just areas, some were bosses, and they were just I just loved how unique they were and how you really set the tone for everything. And by set the tone, I mean like, ooh. And then they actually they don't set the tone completely. It's because a lot of times you try not to die, and you weren't paying attention to the soundtrack. On the third playthrough, you're paying attention to the soundtrack. On the first playthrough, you're trying not to die. But once you appreciate that soundtrack, it is beautiful. But like just listening to them on your own, it's just a good time. Like, if you just were to send someone a random song from this game, they'll probably think that shit's great. I say if you like the game, get it. If you are into a good soundtracks, into it at least. It is a flashy game, like an action RPG that isn't afraid of what it is and embraces it. And despite having a parry system, I do still compare it to Devil May Cry because it's like still an overtop action, like spectral fight and everything. Of course, Dante is crazy. She's not Dante. She's more reserved. He was actually gets down to business. Actually, that's another thing. That's why I say it's not close to Bayonetta and everything because she's not like all in your face like that. She just gets the job done. And I'd say once again, I do say this is one of the biggest action games since DMC or FF16. And if you are craving some sort of that kind of action, that chaotic nonsense, this is the way to go. Like there's so many different areas. They're huge. It's like they're not. It's not like one big open world. They are like several different areas you like fast travel to and everything, and they're all huge with tons of enemies, a bunch of side quests, a bunch of things to do. None of it's not really a bunch of collecting stuff. Like you collect cans, but like that's pretty much it. It's just you don't really explore either, but it's all about the fight. If you like the action, if you like the combat, you'll have lots of stuff to do, and you shouldn't get too bored of it. It is coming to PC in a few months, as I mentioned earlier. So I hope they will like bring like a jump in popularity and like kind of gets the respect it deserves, and not just because mods, because I mean we all know there's gonna be a lot of mods, but not this that. Oh hell no!